The Collings Foundation, the nonprofit who organized the B-17 flight that crashed last week, is pushing to keep their other vintage planes in the air.
Though they grounded their flights through the rest of the year following the deadly crash, they are working to renew their FAA exemption status. Western Mass News reporter Audrey Russo is live at Barnes Airport speaking with another vintage plane organization, getting answers on what the exemption status means.
The Collings Foundation's fleet and the EAA's B-17 behind me simply can't meet the same standards as a modern airplane. They've got older engines, older technology, but still these groups feel the planes are safe to fly. Now, they'll have to prove it to the FAA in a series of tests in the coming months, and it's a task that could become complicated by the B-17 crash that happened last week.
Because it is an ex-military aircraft, it doesn't normally fit the category of what you think an airplane today should be.
The aluminum overcast crew chief and mechanic says the B-17, owned by the Experimental Aircraft Association, needs to regularly renew their exempt status with the FAA as part of a flight program that lets older and former military planes in the air to educate the public. The Collings Foundation, who owned the doomed 909 that crashed at Bradley, applied to renew their exemption with the FAA as well. The nonprofit asking on Facebook for those who participated in past rides to contact the FAA, expressing support in the public comment period. Just in the comment section of their Facebook post alone, more than 100 people writing in to support the Collings Foundation in the wake of the deadly tragedy. The way you made it sound, exemption maybe is a little bit of a misnomer.
I think it is, yeah. No, people think of an exemption, well, you know, it's just safe to fly.
Nick Hirsch says exemption means the plane has a different but equally stringent set of standards, specifically designed for the EAA's aluminum overcast.
And this is what the FAA has given us as guidelines on how we got to maintain it, how we got to train our people and everything like that. And they do monitor us on that.
He explains one change they've made to keep the plane safe.
Because it's an older aircraft, we've replaced a lot of the wiring and things like that.
Meantime, those who flew on the EAA's B-17 in Westfield acknowledged the flying fortress that went down and showed support for the organization that lost it.
Our family supported the Collings Foundation for years, really believe strongly in what they've done. We actually got to see 909 turn from something like a loss of history, which is very sad, to an absolute tragedy, loss of life.
In their statement imploring people for support, the Collings Foundation did reiterate their condolences for the survivors, victims, and families of last week's B-17 crash. Here in Westfield, 2 successful B-17 flights happening today. The EAA has 5 more scheduled for tomorrow. Reporting live in Westfield, Audrey Russo for Western Mass News.